Thank you. Appreciate it. Good evening, everyone. It's great to be here tonight. I always love starting off our meetings with celebrations. You know, being a part of this governance team is a blessing in so many ways because every other Tuesday we get to engage our community and listen to your stories. We also have the opportunity to engage in governance about our work, our barriers, our challenges, but also our strengths. And we have opportunities to celebrate the people who make this district strong, both internally and externally. You know, tonight we're going to have a very, very important update and a discussion centered on how we assess the quality and the effectiveness and the efficiencies of our district's facility needs. Our district has a responsibility to our community to maintain all of our schools and our facilities. We have hired an outside company named McKinstry, who you'll hear from later on tonight, to assess every one of our sites. This is really exciting work because we are going to ensure that that assessment includes solar feasibility, which we know is incredibly important to this community. We will be updating a 2015 study on adding air conditioning. Yeah, I said it, air conditioning. And a retro commissioning study on buildings for recommendations on how we can glean further efficiencies across our school system. It also will include a full condition assessment on every building in all of our building systems. This is the most complete assessment. My eyes are going bad, I'm getting older. This is the most complete assessment of district facilities upon which we've ever embarked as a school system. I'm really proud of the staff and the community for pushing us to get this work done. It's important to discuss what work will be done in the future, and you're going to hear more about that tonight. I'd also say, as we engage every other Tuesday here, these types of engagement sessions don't just happen on Tuesdays. They happen across the community and across our schools. And I had the pleasure and the luxury of joining two of our board members with many of our staff members with about, I think, 20 to 30 community members last week at Bolts Middle School, where we had a robust conversation about the importance of mental health and the various mental health supports that are available to students and staff in our community. I'm really proud of the work that our team is doing to support students and their families, and we know that everyone at this point in time still doesn't know how to access help. So if you're watching our board meeting tonight and you have a child, a young adult that attends one of our schools that is in crisis and needs support, or you're just curious around how to access support, I really want to encourage you to reach out to your school, ask to speak to your child's school counselor and or your school principal, and really engage with our school system in partnership to be able to provide your family with the supports that you need. We're very lucky to have the supports that we have in this school system to provide help to our family, but we also recognize that the demand for those supports far outweighs the staff that we have available. And we're going to need to continue to work in partnership with our community in creative ways to figure out ways to make that happen. I want to invite the community, if you weren't able to attend that session, we're having various community engagement sessions on various topics that are priorities in our school system. And we will have another one coming up on April 13th that is focused on school safety. And if you are interested in attending, I ask that you go to our school district website for more information. I had an opportunity, as always, to get into our schools. I've probably been in 7 or 8 schools in the last week and a half. And a highlight from one of my visits was I had a chance to go to Tavelli Elementary School yesterday, a very special neighborhood school. And as you know, they focus on a STEAM approach to their education, which is focusing on science and technology, engineering, the arts, as well as mathematics. And depending upon the grade level that I was in, I met with many of their first graders who have been working really hard growing basil, understanding through the sciences of not only how to grow basil, and I have some for all of you.
Oh, excellent, excellent.
Yes. We actually had a chance to have together, I was spending some time with some 6-year-olds. It smells so good. We had some pasta with pesto, but it wasn't just about growing. It was the whole process of farm to table and recognizing the significance of being self-sufficient and growing food for yourself and how to enable that and the importance of that as a community. You know, what stands out for that school is, to me, is that the students are truly invested in their own education. They have a tremendous amount of personal agency. And out of all of our schools, something that I think is super significant there is their data-informed practices that are led by students. After I met with these first graders who gave me basil and we ate lunch together, I had an opportunity to meet with a panel of their 5th graders. And they were talking to me about the significance of being a 5th grader in that school. They knew their data in terms of what they learned and what they were still needing to learn as a 5th grader going on to Lincoln Middle School in a year. But what was really stood out to me is that they understood the significance of where they were trending, so they could talk about their trend lines and the various data points, and realizing that the aspiration was not perfection, it was simply progress. They modeled, as a result of the care that their teachers and the compassion that their teachers provide to them on a daily basis, the positive self-talk, that realizing that failure is a part of learning, that they're not always going to get 100%, they're not always going to get an A, and that's okay, but they need to figure out through feedback and partnership with their teachers around how to get better. They're also really excited that, I guess it's tradition at the school, that at the end of the year, the fifth graders do a walk of fame, basically, across the school, where every one of the elementary students across Tavelli come out and high-five every one of the fifth graders. And I had a chance to meet Cannon, one of the fifth grade students, and he was telling me, as a fourth grade student, having an opportunity to realize that next year he was going to get a high five from every single one of his students, as a fourth grader, he actually teared up. So just the opportunity to know that's on the near horizon as we get close to finishing out the school year was super significant. And then my school visit ended with a concert. You know, they're one of our few schools that invest in what used to be called Little Kids Rock, now called Music Will. And their music program is as strong as their science and their technology and their engineering program. And I had a chance, if you check out on my Twitter feed, where we were rocking out together. It was one of the best concerts that I had an opportunity to attend. What's happening in this district is special. It's not just at Tavelli. I had a chance to read to fourth graders at Cruz Elementary School and be silly and have an opportunity to connect with them, and had an opportunity on Friday to read to every one of the first graders at Werner Elementary School, which is such a joy and a pleasure to see the work that's happening, not just with our school leaders, but our teachers and our classified staff, who are truly focused on not just accelerating learning, but centering an environment and a culture that's focused on belonging. You know, whether it's our state championship golf team at Fossil, or this basketball team that's about to approach the Final Four at Fossil, these schools are not just great at athletics. They're strong academic institutions. You got Preston Middle School right down the street from Fossil that has a Science Bowl finalists that are about to go to a national competition. I can go on and on about the various things that are worthy of celebration in the system. I'm just happy that you allow me to be a part of it. So thank you for allowing me to have an update tonight. I'm really looking forward to a productive meeting.